TWF that I have?
It's probably the main V20 source book. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I hope you're as excited as I am, because it's been a little bit since we've done some Vampire. This is kind of what put us on the map, if I can be so generous as to use the term that we were ever on the map. Vampire the Masquerade, one of my favorite games, one of the group's favorite games, and we just haven't played in a while. It just hasn't shaken out that way. So, let me tell you what's going on here tonight. I'm starting a brand new Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle. Now, this Chronicle was actually inspired by a conversation I had on Twitter. I refuse to call it X. It was a conversation I had on Twitter with Mr. Jason Carl himself. When Mr. Jason Carl said that he had previously used the West Marches for a Vampire the Masquerade game, and I asked, how the hell do you do West Marches for Vampire the Masquerade? And of course, he gave me a very cogent and reasonable answer. But you see, I started thinking, sometimes we don't always have everybody here. Sometimes people come and go. The team shifts. And that's why we started doing a West Marches D&D 5th edition game, just so the game could continue and not everybody would have to be here for it. But of course, we love Vampire. Now, while I agree that Mr. Carl's answer was a very good answer, and it worked very well, it's not quite the sort of game that I was interested in running, because you see, I am a lowercase s storyteller at heart. I love telling stories. That's why I do this in the first place. So I want something a little more story-focused than the traditional West Marches game. And so I had me a big old Jimmy Neutron brain blast, and I thought to myself, what if we take some inspiration from West Marches game and some inspiration from LARP? See, if you've never experienced a Vampire LARP before, and I highly recommend it, because it is a great experience if you know what you're getting into. I didn't the first time. I had a crap experience, but let me explain to you.
I was going to say, it seems like you're trying not to laugh, because you and I have the same experience the first time we went tried LARP.
You should have gone the second time, right? Because now that I knew what I was getting into, the second time went way better. It was a way better game, and also, fucking Matt Webb played the world's greatest fucking Brujah ever, and you missed that. You'll never get to see that again. Great fucking time. But anyway, in LARP, the secret to LARP, and what I did not realize at the time, is that there's very little interaction with the ST. Not saying that there's none, just not as much as you would expect going from tabletop. In which case, it's incumbent upon the players and their characters to be able to self-actualize in a way. And what I mean by that is your character has a motivation, he has something that he wishes to do, and then every other player who almost operate as NPCs in a way, they have their own motivations. And where your motivations and goals and the other player's motivations and goals intersect, it is that sort of intercession from whence the narrative arises. So, for instance, your goals could put you at odds with a certain player, will make you allies of a different player, but then next week, goals and obligations could shift, and now you're on completely different sides. And that's sort of the spirit that I'm looking to bring to this chronicle, of which I am calling the Gilded Cage. And yes, I did completely rip that name off of the City Source book from Vampire Revised. I still think it's less cliche than calling it XX by Night. So, here is what I'm going to do, and I will tell you a bit of the story of the Gilded Cage before we launch into it. Poor Tom, I don't think he's here at the moment. Unfortunately, I'm on a bit of a time schedule because I have to leave for about 30 minutes to take Melinda to work. I will try my best to catch him up when I get back. The Gilded Cage is going to take place in the city of St. Louis. And let me ask you guys a question before I continue, because I want you guys to have a say in this game too. It's your game. How much do you guys care about the meta plot?
Oh, you mean like the meta plot of like V20, V5 in general?
No, the meta plot of Power Rangers, yes. The meta plot of the vampire meta plot as it stands. How much does that matter to you?
If I'm being honest, to me, the stuff that happened before like V20, I like being able to incorporate that, but like as it stands now isn't super important to me.
And Adam, how do you feel?
I never read it, so I have no opinion.
Okay, an open mind. I like it.
Yes, open-minded.
Adam, an open mind is like a fortress without walls and the gates open.
That's why it's full of anime stuff. That's all I know.
So I will be using mostly the V20 meta plot for this, in which there are. God damn it! I meant to cut those crutch words out of my vocabulary, and I forgot about it. No, we're back on that. The V20 meta plot in which the great prank happened. So Malkavians do have dementation, if you wish. Fuck. Other than that, it's kind of up in the air as to what happened. I may introduce meta plot elements later, but for now, we're just going to leave it at an even keel. So your Bruja and your Gangrel are still part of the Camarilla. You can decide if you want Assamites to be part of the Camarilla. That's fine. I'm good either way. But the story of...
There's still Ravnos, I'm assuming.
There are still Ravnos, but it is up to you whether or not... fuck, goddamn those crutch words. It is up to you whether or not Zapathasura has risen and consumed most of them.
Okay.
So here's the story of the Gilded Cage. It takes place in St. Louis. Why? I've always wanted to run a vampire game in St. Louis. We went through St. Louis one year on the way to Gen Con, and I fell in love with the place. It bleeds gothic punk, but in a more majestic way than I imagine Mark Reinhagen felt going through Gary, Indiana. It's a nice city, but it feels vampire to its very core. So it takes place in St. Louis. And the story is thus. A few years ago, you see, there was this great war, the sect war between the Camarilla and the Sabbat. And it resulted in so many masquerade breaches that the Society of Leopold basically came and washed the place to the point where it was mutually assured destruction all around. As it stands now, no single sect controls St. Louis. It's almost a blank spot on the vampire map. And vampires, being creatures driven by ambition, are seeking to fill the vacuum. The Camarilla is coming in trying to lay claim. The Anarchs are coming in trying to lay claim. There may still be Sabbat in the shadows. There may be another faction you are unaware of. We'll find out what happens as play progresses. But right now, the major factions are trying to run into St. Louis and call base. And that's not really how it works. A prince only has as much power as the people willing to support him and back him up. Ditto for an Anarch Baron. And, to make things worse, each of those factions have sub-factions that divide them even further. Those who would claim to support the Camarilla can't agree on a prince. Those who would claim to be Anarchs have no idea who the Baron would be. So it's a lot of interstitial fighting amongst themselves and squabbling. And who will rise to claim the Gilded Cage? That's not up to me. Indeed, Yorkie, how's it going? We are doing some vampire. So, here are the rules for character creation. You can be anything you want. I don't give a fuck. You want to be a Zamisi, be a Zamisi. You want to be a fucking...
A werewolf.
Well, I'd rather you not play werewolves. That is one thing I'm going to say. I am going to ban supernatural ally outside of ghosts. You can take ghosts. I just don't want this to become a fucking splat book hoedown. But you can make any kind of vampire you want. Now, that does not mean I am going to shield you from the narrative implications of being something fucking weird. If you're a Bali and stroll into fucking town and just announce to everybody that you're a Bali, don't expect people to take kindly. But you can make anything you want. There's a lot of weird stuff in the world of darkness. All right, somebody has to be those bloodlines, and if that's what you want to be, you're more than welcome to do so. If you decide to be from one of the regular clans, you'll have more friends. You can choose to be a member of the Camarilla, the Anarchs, or you can just go Autarchus. You're not locked into that decision, by the way. You can decide that all of the people gunning for leadership in the Anarchs are blowholes and join the Camarilla. You can start Autarchus and decide, hey, being alone sucks, I'm going to switch sides. You have every option available to you that a normal denizen of the world of darkness theoretically would. Here's the twist. I'm going to ask you to come up with 1 to 3, I would prefer 3, but at least 1 goals for your character. so that when you sit down, you have the ability to self-actualize. And this is where the LARP inspiration is coming in. What does your character want to do in this city? Why are they coming to this city that is this great blank void in the vampire tapestry of control? What do they seek to do here? What do they want to claim here, if anything? What are they running from somewhere else? That's up to you. So I'd like 1 to 3 goals, and you will see that I've provided you all an NPC list. In LARP, what a lot of times storytellers will do is they'll give you, I forget the actual term they use in LARP, but it's basically called a connection, right? They will connect you to another character so they can kind of give you an inroad to the story. So that was the guy in the plum suit for you, Josh, and for me that was the lady that completely ignored me and decided to just play with her boyfriend all night. But so here's what you're going to do. You are going to pick one character from the NPC list as an ally, and you're going to pick one as an enemy. And it can be from any list you want. You can pick 2 from the same list. You can be an anarch and choose a Camarilla ally. Whatever you want. Hadrian Volkov, how's it going? Vampires doesn't exist. Unfortunately, I've had to grapple with that fact many times. I'll be right there. Adam, hear me out here, daughter of cacophony, and sing anime openings for your discipline in and out of game, and Chaz will give you a bonus for it for the memes. I'm not saying I won't. Make any kind of vampire you say makes Fomori vampire. So again, no splat book hoedown, but other than that, I give you full freedom. Hello, Blix! How are you, you sexy man? Do you guys have any questions before I dip out to take Melinda to work, in which case I will be back in about 30 minutes?
No, Adam and I will be forced to be entertaining as we make characters.
Okay, in which case, I wish you the best. I am ducking out for the next 30 minutes. I will be back.
Here, I'll actually open the chat on my phone.
Yeah.
This newfangled technology.
Anaí, hello, how's it going? All right, I'll be back in 30, guys. See you in a few.
See you in a bit. All right, Adam. What the hell are you thinking?
The one that I guess had the idea with, well,
Do you want to explain what your idea is?
Well, Blix remembers the character that I couldn't be a long time ago. The big boy sheriff.
Do you have a concept besides Sheriff Snorlax beyond the 2 words?
That's the only answer I know of, I believe. At the moment, that's
very, very zen of you, Adam. Like to say I only need 2 words to make my character.
Just like El Fuego is 2 words, simple and sweet. El Fuego. That's all I needed.
I usually have a running list of characters that I want to play in any given system. So I have an idea for a Gangrel that I think would be good to play as an Anarch. I have an idea for a Toreador that's not fully formed. I just had the idea of maybe playing a Toreador who has recently been awakened out of like basically the Baroque era. And then I have a Malkavian I was also thinking of playing. I had an idea for a Malkavian mechanic who basically speaks like Al Jorgensen. No, it's not Al Jorgensen. Can't remember his name. It's a singer from the Butthole Surfers. But basically the idea is he talks the way the vocals work in the song Jesus Built My Hot Rod by Ministry. But it's like, do I want to keep up that bit for that long?
Hello, Tom. Welcome back.
Oh, don't lie to me.
All right. The quick rundown. Chaz says you can play anything you want as long as it doesn't involve the other. What do you call it? The other systems.
The other World of Darkness people besides Ghosts.
Yeah, he said don't take. He said the only other limit other than playing something that is a vampire from one of the vampire books is to not take supernatural ally other than Ghost. So basically, don't get the vampires, werewolves, mages, and Don't get the werewolves, mages, demons involved.
I want to play a mummy though.
I think
He
that
didn't
counts as a
mention
vampire
mummy.
if you use the vampire book. In the documents he sent us, he also gave us some NPCs, and he asked us to pick one as an ally and one as an enemy. Tom, do you have any idea what you want to play? Anything that's been gestating in the back of your mind?
Kinda.
Is it Gasper or Gaspar or Hayden Volkov?
Adam, what the fuck are you talking about?
Blix is helping you build your character, Adam. He's telling you to take animalism and fortitude and the large body merit.
Yep. That's why I have Blaze here as my character maker now. But I need to remember how to do things. It's been a long time since I've looked at the V20 books.
Yeah,
It's like dusting up the mind.
So what do you have in mind? I just want to make sure I'm not playing anything similar to anybody else. I know Adam is going for Sheriff Snorlax. I'm just curious what
What?
road you're thinking of going down, Tom.
Someone
Adam,
who probably specializes in like domination.
in domination?
Yeah.
Dominate.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am thinking in that case I'm going to go with my Gangrel Vietnam War veteran concept.
Is it in current times though, too, right?
That was a good question. I'm assuming it's at least like this century,
I assume so.
which is such
late
a weird
20th
thing to
century.
say.
No, the late 1990s. Back in the day.
I saw a post where somebody was like, they're like, I'm a millennial and I'm a professor at a university, and I had a Gen Z student ask me if they could cite a source from last century because it was published in the 1990s.
90s, yeah.
It's like, don't put it like that. No.
Don't. That's what it is. That's 30 years ago now, Josh.
Okay, so for anybody paying attention, I said my idea is to do a Gangrel Vietnam War veteran. I'm probably going to be Anarch. And it's
I was
not
gonna be
really
the
a meme
Gangrel.
I'm going for, but my entire backstory is just going to be the song Copperhead Road
Not
by,
familiar with that song.
by Steve Earle.
By Steve Irwin. Got it.
The crocodile hunter.
But yeah, but instead of getting caught by the feds, he gets caught by a gangrel and turned into a vampire.
I can't get to the fucking. I don't know what the docs. Charlie Santora.
It's on the donut hole.
Yeah, if you
In the
open the chat for a video,
I can't get to that part of the fucking chat.
Okay, let
there's
me.
a little like message bubble in the upper right corner to open the chat.
Oh, there it is. It's not. It's now on the bottom.
See, my Discord changes everything every month. It feels like it. God damn it, Discord. Quit your phone bullshittery.
So
You are
character name
49.
is going to be John Lee Pettimore III.
Trees are speaking the
Same as his
animal.
daddy and his daddy before.
Damn it, Yorkie. The trees are speaking in animalism again.
What was it? Should Josh and Chaz favor mental and social changes for their gangrel's animalistic traits when they frenzy? The trees are speaking in animalism again.
Yeah.
The trees don't speak because the rocks are listening.
Chronicle is the Gilded Cage. A nature and demeanor. It's gonna kind of just go down the character list and fill it out. I'll start looking at all the funky stuff when I get later down. Book 1.
Oh, I can play a Kia Seed.
A completely different Kia Seed.
No, the same one.
Same name and everything.
Nature. Where's the nature and demeanor list?
Adam, are you gonna play a Nagaraja who takes a preferred prey?
Oh, no.
Oh, be the Nagaraja that has to eat a baby every day.
I was, I'm saving them from college from.
It only gets worse.
Yeah, it only gets worse, man. Don't worry, I'm saving you the trouble. I'm just working at the baby ward in the hospital. Baby goes missing. A baby goes missing every day. We don't know what happened.
I had a dark joke in mind. I won't make it. keep the inside thoughts inside.
It is well the dark, but sometimes they're too dark, even for that.
Nature and demeanor. What am I thinking here?
Oh,
Probably rebel for demeanor. That sounds appropriate. But yeah, because we did the math on that, right? That the Nagaraja can take the what was it? They can take the flaw where they have to eat like a certain amount of meat, and then you take the flaw that you can only eat certain prey, and you take babies. And it's like, and then the weight works out to like you have to eat one baby every day.
a big mess.
Now, unless you take another flaw, the permanent wound,
No,
so you lose 2 blood points a day.
and then you have to eat 2 babies every day.
That's great. A crazy idea for a goggle to use flight and then Vista take. I can't pronounce that one, but the T pose and the no clip through the walls. Yeah, vicissitude. Yeah, just T pose. No, that's vicissitude because gargoyles can move through Earth.
You're gonna move.
Can you guys hear us? Hello, hello.
Hey, oh, hi, Adam fixed it.
Yeah, I have powers beyond my control. But our faces are smiles, but it's all good. We're back, yeah. We've, I guess he went unmuted, so there we go. We're back, yeah. Ish, yeah. We're on the wrong spots though, but we're working on it. It works. If you can hear us, my face isn't important too. He knew, yes, indeed. Hertz McGurt's
All right, we're
79.
we're in the wrong spots, but Adam fixed it by hacking Chaz's computer. He put
I
his
use my.
Neo sunglasses and trench coat on.
That's why I'm blocked off because I have to hide my true identity now.
Yeah, Adam was actually in the witness protection program.
Yep.
All right, we held off on any major developments. Let's see. Yeah, Tom decided he's probably going La Sombra. And Adam, you said you were going. Do you know what clan you're going, Adam?
I was probably gonna go Gangrel, but I'm like, oh no, Josh chose Gangrel.
We can have two gangrels. It
Yeah,
doesn't
this
mean
time,
we're gonna be friends.
yeah, because this town only got big enough for one sheriff.
What's your background gonna be, Adam?
Yeah. Uh, Sombra. Let's see. I have to look at the thing. It's been a long time.
What am I thinking for my nature, though?
You
Takes so long to
true.
scroll.
Just go rebel. But then I'd have to change my character's name to David Bowie.
And then you're gonna have to have like an appearance of 5.
Not even. I think you need an appearance of 7 to be David Bowie.
Fair enough.
I think you can only realistically play David Bowie if you play as Sheeta in Changeling the Dreaming.
He,
You need those.
he
You need.
was the Elf King.
What was that?
He was the Elf King, right?
Oh yes,
Pixie King, Fairy.
he was. He was the Thin White Duke. And the Starman.
What a champion!
I'm thinking for nature, maybe architect. Or judge.
Dread.
I could be a loner. What's in it for me, feller?
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with survivor for my nature.
The Masquerade Rage waiting to happen.
Oh, who, your character?
And with like say, or it says the game is the game the game he's in is for Yorkie he has 2 Gangrel, a Bruja, and a Ravnos. It's a Masquerade Reach waiting to happen. It just hasn't happened yet.
What sector are we going for? I think I'm going Anarch.
There's no such thing as a sect. We're making our own
Ooh.
sect.
And for concept, I'm just gonna put Copperhead Road.
Yeah.
Clan, going with Gangrel. Could be one of them country Gangrel
Them gangrel.
or a city Gangrel. Forget what the fuck the country Gangrel do. Is it in lore of the clans? I like the sample concepts and lore of the clans. Roller derby girl for a Gangrel. Oh man, that's sick. The merit for Gangrel hive-minded can just turn into a swarm of insects.
Turn into spiders.
Just be like, ooh, you've got me captured. Let's see what happens when I turn into a swarm of locusts.
Or, well, it's called, you have, or you just turn into a, what's called, when you do the stupid meme thing, yeah. I'm gonna be, but would you rather fight 100 chickens or
I pulled him back in.
yeah, there you go. Get back over here.
Ah. It's probably because he's not moving his mouse around on the other end.
Yeah. And I gotta click your thing here.
I'm pretty sure it has to do with audio.
Oh, yeah, because he's not saying anything.
Words. They won't come out.
Oh, man, combination disciplines. I do
God.
love those. Protean and potence and just shoot thorns at people. Just turn myself into a frickin' porcupine. I'm just gonna stick with normal Gangrel. Because I don't remember what the hell the country ones do.
Why not just go true Bruja?
Oh, Bruja? Yeah.
I think it's under the normal book. It's under permutations, isn't it? Is it variations of the blood? No. Other bloodlines, maybe? Yeah, the Assamite Viziers, Assamite Sorcerers. The Mariners. Being aquatic Gangrel.
Chaz in the chat.
Oh, what's he saying?
Don't country gangrels have fortitude for sale. So I can pronounce the other one. So the celebrity.
Celerity.
Celerity. There we go. That's one. Like I'm like,
Celebrity.
yeah, like Brian, say the word. It's
I was
not
like,
me,
fucking
dyslexic.
English.
Yeah. I always call it celery. That's the way I pronounced it in my head.
And the City Gangrel, I forgot what they get. So what do you say? Country Gangrel gets celerity instead of fortitude? Ah, the City Gangrel get obfuscate instead of fortitude. Well, they get celerity, obfuscate, and protean. I think I'll just stick with the normal Gangrel. If I want one of those extra disciplines, I can probably just take it as a merit. Let's put that down. Animalism, Fortitude, and Protean.
Charisma.
Does it help if I speak my stuff out loud, Adam, since you're also going to be a gangrel?
Yeah, well, I'm still like doing the number game.
No. I'll be 13th generation for right now.
Like, what do you want? Background politician? Oh yes,
Politician gangrel.
Well, you could
politician.
go
Yeah,
politician sheriff. That's an elected
Oh.
position.
I know that's
It
what. Yeah, but
All right, I got clan, nature, demeanor. Select my attributes. Classic 753.
Tom could be a gangrel too.
Mental, social.
I don't think I'm going to be a gangrel.
But then we can be just be clan gangrel. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Perception, 2 intelligence, 3 wits. What do I want to have? I'll go for extra stamina. I got my 3 disciplines, backgrounds at 5. I'm gonna need the Anarch book because I'm probably gonna take an armory.
Nice.
All right, backgrounds. A gangrel with an alternate identity. What am I gonna need? I'm probably gonna need domain, contacts. All the stuff I usually take, like influence and resources, aren't going to apply to this character. No
Yeah,
status.
oh yeah. Oh yeah, Chaz, you never. When is the game set? Is it current day, the 90s? That was a question that we forgot to ask on the way out.
It's St. Louis in the 1890s. Now,
No,
Oh
back in when?
no.
And I get current day. Cool, nice.
I will take contacts and domain for my background.
It do be Wednesday, my due day, sure.
It doody booty doo doo doo.
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
I'm assuming for contact, I'll probably need to come up with some kind of arms dealer. Oh, I can get access to some good old military grade weapons and bombs and whatnot.
Just call him Mr. Texas.
Senor Tejas.
Senor
What's the ethnic demographic? Are there a lot of Hispanics in St. Louis?
I don't
I
think
don't
so.
believe so.
You
No.
put what?
I don't believe so. I think it's what he said. But
I'm pretty sure their ethnicity demographic is more African American.
hmm.
Oh, the combo shatterproof. I was looking at the combo disciplines, and I do like shatterproof and bloodthorns. Yeah, it is hard for me not to play the face sometimes, and there have been times when somebody else is the face, and I'm like shit. I'm like I feel like I could finagle my way through the situation socially, but it's not my job.
Yeah.
There we go, and our
The fur in the
backgrounds.
face.
I'm not gonna need anarch status. There we go, armory. That's the background I need. One dot gets you an excellent starter armory that includes many legal weapons commonly available on the street as relevant to your regional culture. What are the gun laws?
Oh.
Yeah, there we go. What are the gun laws in Missouri so I know what kind of guns I can have?
Yeah.
Because, wait, St. Louis is in Missouri, right?
Missouri, yes. That's how we felt. You're the teacher, Josh. Anything you say goes.
There we go. Missouri State Gun Law. This is such a weird thing to have to look up for making my characters.
Hey, Josh, you're doing the research. You have to cite your
I,
sources
I'm
now.
like, I want armory. I'm like, obviously my character is some kind of combat veteran,
Yeah,
and I imagine he keeps himself stocked up like the Punisher, pretty much.
yeah.
Good goddamn, this is pretty loose. It's pretty similar to our own home state. It's if I'm reading this correctly, you don't need a permit. You don't need a permit to purchase. You don't need to register. You don't need a license. You don't need a permit to carry.
It's Texas 2. And it's Well the Darkness, Texas 2.
Somehow it's worse. Yeah, there are no state licensing requirements for the possession of rifles, shotguns, or handguns.
But Yorkie, it is current day though. So, but we may have some of them back in our day, some antiques, as being vampires and all.
Damn, okay, so pretty much not
Anything
dissimilar to
goes.
Texas, where you can pretty much own and buy anything. And you don't even have to tell the government you have it.
Yeah.
All right, armory.
5.
Be
can
like,
we
you
can
know
we
what?
can we pull armories? Put our,
Just pull like 15 fucking dots into armory.
yeah, this
It's
5
like we
each.
have access to a military base equivalent to a small dictatorship.
Hey, we are the sheriffs in town. Each apple maniacal, yeah.
3 dots. You could start your own small militia. In addition, you can outfit 5 individuals with weaponry that exists in a legal gray area. In the South, what is a legal gray area for weapons?
I think what's categorized as destructive devices.
5 dots. Your armory is the envy of paramilitary forces around the world. You have the tools to clean and repair any personal weapon manufactured in the world, access to significant quantity of weapons that are illegal in most countries, and enough of them to field your own platoon. If this armory were discovered by authorities, your anarch would be a pile of greasy ash.
Okay, so then what could we assume that 15 dots would be?
I think with the anarch backgrounds, you can also... Is it communal haven? You can add security.
Yes.
Yeah, you are your security, or am I your guard?
No. Adam, are you trying to get in on my backgrounds?
Yeah, we're pulling backgrounds together, Josh. What are you talking about? It's all
Yeah.
part of the plan.
Because we're the
Yeah,
only
yeah.
2 gangrel in town doesn't mean we know each other.
But you have to build a garage door for me to get in. I can't fit through the regular sized door. Because they banned handguns in the 90s. Established some triple since then. Damn. The Europe's, the England.
Alright, how are we doing, my beautiful menfolk?
Hello, Ches. I'm just trying to figure out how many dots in armory I need.
We're gonna pull our resources or our backgrounds into armory to have 15 dots.
I think technically that's a legal move if you guys want to do that. Which reminds me, now that Tom is here, I can tell you about one last little twist I'm putting in character creation. It's not that big of a deal. You guys know each other, and this is deliberate artifice. This is a deliberate artifice to help push along the LARP style self-actualization sort of thing. So, you've all had some sort of dealings with each other in the past. Maybe long dealings, maybe short dealings, maybe in passing, who knows. Maybe even by proxy. That's entirely up to you. But I'm going to do the standard stereotypical thing of you guys pick one positive relation to another character and one negative relation. And guess what? You can't all point your negatives at Adam this time. Dad says you have to play with Adam too.
I love triangle. Shit.
If we only had 2 people making characters, that would be kind of pointless, but now that there's 3, we can get something going.
Sweet.
So you want us to have one positive relationship and one negative relationship between the 3 of us?
Yeah, and you can decide to how negative or how positive it is. Maybe he just snubbed you at Elysium one time and you think he's an asshole. Yeah, exactly, Blix. I'm not saying you have to hate each other. Just...
It can just be like, I think he's kind of a douche.
He's kind of a dick.
To
Because like
Baker's own
honestly,
britches.
a butthole. Oh man, I kind of jumped the gun going to backgrounds right away. I don't know why I went here first, but 3 dots in armory, 1 dot in domain, and 1 dot in contacts.
Oh, and
I
by the way,
about them generation.
you can absolutely use Anarch's Unbound even if you're not an Anarch. I don't care. Like I said, make whatever you want. All right, good night, Ani. Thanks for being here.
Any sweet stallion dreams.
I feel like Tom is deliberately ignoring my suggestion. I love it. Tom's character torn between the furry love of two gangrel.
Yeah.
Talent, skills, and knowledge.
And that is the part where Ani nopes out.
Yeah. Or she comes back, yeah.
Probably gonna go 1395 talent, skills, and knowledge. I feel like the important knowledge is gonna be what is bushcraft? Is that just under?
I think it's like
Bushcraft, isn't it like making things in the wilderness, like starting fires and stuff? It's basically like super specific survival.
Yeah, survival. That did you get a skill then?
I could just take that as a specialty later on then.
Yeah.
I mean, Ani, if you want, you're absolutely welcome to join us. You can be a Starian for all I care.
Yes. Do it, Ani. I dare you.
It's always important to look at the disciplines because that'll tell you what skills you actually need. Because animalism, you normally need. What's the activation for it? I was already planning on taking survival, intimidation.
Elixir is, if you want animalism, it's usually manipulation or charisma.
And of course, fortitude is just fortitude.
Yeah.
And then Brodian.
I mean, Beckett got away with it, right? You just wear your sunglasses at night.
No.
They just think you're kind of an edgelord, but I swear to God, there's no way that Beckett wasn't based off the guy from Fields of the Nephilim, right?
I remember you mentioned that, and then I remember one day I was playing my 80s playlist, and then Fields of the Nephilim came on, and I looked at the album cover. I was like, huh, that really does just kind of look like Beckett, doesn't it?
Yeah! Specifically that Tim Bradstreet art.
Yes.
So what are you working on, Tom? Chat said you were doing a Lasombra?
Yes.
Cool. I do like the Lasombra.
I am not going to be a furry like the rest of them.
You're going with tentacles instead?
Perhaps.
Deja says Tom's gonna be king of the pirates.
What?
That's gonna be a good image in my head. Tom finding the One Piece. Tom's gonna be the king of the pirates, is what Deja said.
So when you take technology and science, you have to pick a specialty, right?
I believe so. I know that's the case with art. Science, it would make sense. I don't know about technology.
It's like you don't get to just pick, I am good at science.
So the
Like,
scientist.
yes, I am capable of the science.
I have watched
Yeah.
so much Bill Nye.
You'd be surprised at how much science I know.
You can't just be a general scientist anymore in this day and age. You have to be a specialist.
There's too much science out there, Adam.
You know, there's too much knowledge to be gained.
Yes, for science, you do have to pick a specialty. I will be taking chemistry.
Oh, it's chemistry.
Chemistry.
But then you have to go to the subspecies of chemistry. Is it biochemistry?
Oh no, mine's chemical chemistry.
Yeah.
I'm taking the kind of chemistry that's like, what under my kitchen sink can be made into a bomb kind of chemistry.
You are already the ATF's like wet dream. Why not just keep adding to it?
So I'm
Okay,
guessing you choose.
you must always choose a specialization in technology.
Oh man, I love Beekman's World so much. There are like 5 people on Earth that remember Beekman's World, and you're one of them. Fist bump, Mazzy. You're cool. I also did love Magic School Bus too, but nobody remembers Beekman's World. You think the guy who played Beekman like looks at Bill Nye and just goes, "That could have been me."
God, I'm looking at some sketchy stuff right now.
It's okay. It's okay. We've all been there. It's something as a World of Darkness storyteller. I've done it more than once where I felt like I should really just clear my internet history after this.
It's too late.
I know. I'm already on a list somewhere.
So you have to take a specialty for technology. Specifically, what would you consider the specialty of like circuitry and stuff related to like bomb making?
Electrical engineering, or just engineering in general.
Oh, I would say like demolitionist. Like if you're doing that.
Would it be because one of the options it gives you is security? Does it fall under that?
Security?
I wouldn't say so.
No, I would say technology security is like security systems.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it's like electronics. I think Yorkie's right.
Okay, I'll go. Yeah. Technology, electronics.
Yeah.
Oh man, your character's gonna start some shit. This is gonna be cool.
Like I said, were you here when I was explaining my character concept?
You were not. I was not. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. I said my character concept is pretty much stealing the lyrics to the song "Copperhead Road" by Steve Earle.
I know the song. I've never paid attention to the lyrics.
Basically a Vietnam vet, but instead of dying in a firefight with the feds over a marijuana farm, he gets turned into a gangrel.
Honestly, neat. I like it.
Okay, that's my 5 dots of knowledge. And my 9 dots of skills. Is drive another one of those skills where you need a specialty?
Drive? I don't think so.
Most characters know how to drive. Just not everybody knows how to drive under duress.
Yeah,
Well,
as a matter of fact, I think that's basically what the rulebook says specifically. Like, you don't even need dots and drive to drive a car. You do need dots and drive if you're driving while somebody's shooting at you.
It says you do need 2 dots to drive a stick shift, though.
Huh. That's funny.
You can drive a stick shift, but you can't drive it well. It'll just be.
It's like whether or not you're gonna not fuck up the gears is another question.
Yeah.
That's such a funny fucking thing if you were to just throw that in every once in a while, where it's like, you guys break into the car, it's a stick shift. Do you have at least 2 dots of drive?
Just instantly blow the fucking engine.
That's when you use potence and just use the car as like the.
Yorkie says needing skill to use a manual is one of the most American things I've heard. Nobody knows how to drive a fucking stick shift here. The only reason I know is because I learned on stick shift.
What does 1 dot in Streetwise represent?
You know that you don't cross the light to. You look both ways before crossing the street.
I would assume 1 dot in Streetwise was mean you can probably read what graffiti, or you can read who tagged where and what kind of neighborhood you're in because of it.
There are some cars here. Well, they'll be automatics, but you can like shift them over to stick shift if you want. I'm not sure why you would want, but I guess it's just an enthusiast thing.
I think the idea is just more control over the car, but like, it's an unnecessary feature at this point.
Mm.
It's like, I don't think there's any genuine argument to be made for keeping stick shifts around, other than to some people they're like, well, it makes it harder to steal.
Mm.
That's pretty dumb. I feel like if you're a professional car thief, like learning stick shift should be job 1 for you.
Well, most people are not professional car thieves. They are just thieves.
See cars.
I guess so. I don't know, if you're just a regular opportunist thief, do you just have the balls to like grab a car, and like would you know
Yes.
what a chop shop to take it to?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. They usually do tend to be cheaper, Yorkie, but I mean at this point automatics have been around for so long you can just get an old automatic.
For the virtues, you automatically start with 1 dot in each, and then you get to add 7, right?
For the virtues, yeah. You divide 7 amongst them. Mazzy says it's kind of easy to jimmy a car open with a blackjack hammer under the wheel and start up the car that way. You had an interesting time in high school, didn't you, Mazzy?
He had a different car every week. Some people thought he was just driving everything. He was.
Adam, Tom, how you guys doing? Do you need any help?
No.
I'm trying. I know. Well, like nature and a meter, but then like there's
You
one
got
one thing
past
that
step
when
one. Good job, Adam.
I skipped step one and then went back to it when I realized I had to go back to do that one. Yeah. But I'm trying to remember this concept. Like what is
Yeah, basically,
concept?
like if you had to describe your character in a sentence.
Okay. Oh.
That's why for mine, I just put Copperhead Road.
Good to see some things never change. Adam will never finish the sheet completely. He will never spend his XP.
Yep. I'm just banking on it until.
Okay, I just got to spend my freebie points now. Is there anything I want to be extra good at right out the bat?
Blix
Do I
has
want
offered
it?
chemistry. You did have a teacher tell you about the anarchist cookbook. I heard about the anarchist cookbook around high school time too, but that was just talking to people who probably shouldn't have been talking with. Athletics for chucking chemistry.
What do I have to put into background to basically, instead of increasing my domain, to have it be more secure?
Oh, fuck me, there's an answer to that.
Because I don't need a large domain. I just want a secure domain.
Blix just says domain.
Is it just...
Retainers. Because it has like followers, guards, and servants.
Oh, that is true, isn't it? Because I know in the Anarchs Unbound book, it specifies security points into your domain.
I have both of those books on my Chromebook.
Okay, yeah, you may designate one or more dots in domain to increase the security of your character's territory rather than its size. Each dot so assigned to security provides a +1 difficulty in efforts to intrude the domain by anyone your character hasn't specifically allowed in, and a -1 difficult bonus to efforts by your character to identify and track intruders. A domain of 1 dot size and 2 dot security, for instance, is small but quite resistant to intrusion, as opposed to a domain rating of 3 dot size with no extraordinary security.
Okay, so then what you might want to do is like put one entry as domain and one entry as like domain security, just so we know what's what. Or does that make things harder? Because then you could theoretically on the character sheet put 10 dots in security. I don't know what I'm fucking talking about. You do you, Josh.
So it's just 1 point for background.
Five dots entirely in domain security. No domain. Just you own a fence.
I am putting 5 dots into domain, and I think I'm going to split it 2-3.
So 2 dots in domain is what, like a... It's a single
Like-
building, right?
It's about it says like up to the size of a warehouse.
Right, okay.
Yeah, church, factory,
Okay.
warehouse, mid-rise, or other large structure.
You gotta
Because I
be
think you need at
careful.
least
of
3
those
for city
warehouses.
block. Sorry, Tom? What was that?
Gotta be careful of those warehouses.
Some warehouses, I believe it.
What comes in the warehouse
They-
business? They get in their
They-
repo to.
They'll transform into one during a full moon.
And I have an armory of 4.
Do you keep the armory in the warehouse?
Yes.
As you should.
Yes, you have an armory appropriate to a SWAT team in a major city, including some military-grade hardware. You have enough gear to outfit a 10-man team with advanced weaponry, which is a cut above that provided by the lesser levels of this background. Be careful where you use it, because without other appropriate backgrounds, you might find yourself under official scrutiny for possessing illegal weaponry. Question is, do I want 5 dots in armory?
On the
I
other
just,
guy.
I just want the ability to roll fucking howitzers down Main Street.
Yeah.
See, my idea is I'm not sure what form my domain is taking. I just know it is full of various, basically, Vietnam War era traps within it.
Yorkie says, Jesus Christ, Josh, are you fighting the ATF?
He's trying to fucking make a new Waco incident.
So, somewhere on the walls of my character's domain is just spray painted. The words "become ungovernable."
Oh.
He's going to be so much more indomitable than the Davidians.
Oh yeah, especially when I get earth meld. People think they got me cornered. I just fucking slip through the wall. Damn, Shatter Proof is pretty sick. It's gonna take a while to get that though.
Daistra says, how many people does 4 or 5 dots and allies get you? Checking now.
Mm-hmm.
It takes forever for the PDF viewer to fucking move.
5 dots would
I
give you
don't-
5 allies, one of whom is extremely influential.
No, it's or one.
4 dots is 4 allies, one is extremely influential. 5 dots is 5 allies.
Isn't it or one is extremely influential?
No, that's a comma. 4 allies, comma, one of whom is extremely influential.
Ah.
Uh,
I am going to take a merit. I'm going to take Totemic Change.
it doesn't say that in the book, Daistra. Yeah, I literally have the page open right here. It's entirely possible.
But I'm
Yeah.
also going to take the flaw rat in a cage.
Yeah, we both got it.
So I got 7 points to spend. Bump up some abilities.
How's your character coming at him?
I'm looking through the disciplines to see what I need to
Fair.
make the jolly man he is. But he's not really jolly.
Totemic change means that because he's a gangrel and gangrel can pick what they shapeshift into when they first do the animal transformations, he can now be whatever animal he wants, period.
Oh, who, me? Yes, that's what I'm taking.
Neat.
Be a crocodile? Bringing it back? You're
Elephant.
gonna be the common elephant.
Well, I never thought about this before, but I'm wondering if like the splat books represent a significant amount of power creep over like the core book. Because I don't remember our first vampire characters having like SWAT team shit and elephant powers. Although God knows, Bob tried.
Yeah, the gerbil power is.
Well, no, that was the second Vampire Chronicle. I'm talking the
Yeah.
first one where he was. Fuck, I can't remember the character's name, but he described himself as Stalin's codpiece.
Oh yeah.
Yakov was the butler. What was his name? I can't remember.
Will always be Bob in our eyes.
Do the animal forms have to be species that are still alive? Probably gonna have to rule yes on that one, partner, because I really, really don't need to deal with a T-Rex.
I think you can take merits that'll get around that.
Well, there you go.
Or it might be higher discipline powers.
Oh man, I'm already seeing this going off the rails, and there are no rails. That's impressive.
Because I know gangrel that are elders can take mythic form as a power.
Oh, I remember mythic form. That's right.
Yeah.
Can't you just like
So it's
straight up be
like-
a dragon?
Yeah, it's like it's like so it's like yeah, it's like I've mastered Protean well enough that I'm not limited by basically things that currently exist. So I'm just gonna turn myself into a fucking dragon.
Yorkie says, "Wait, go for a blue whale."
You're just gonna. I'll try to out beast me.
Adam, that's what your gangrel form should be.
Well, I think he has to take a bear if he's going with Sheriff Snorlax.
It's a panda. That's what I assume. That's what Snorlaxes are. Just a bear, I guess. So the most gentlest bear is.
Oh man, this Chronicle's going to be dope. I'm looking forward to it. How's your character coming, Tom?
Coming along.
You have any questions or anything?
Nope.
Cool.
None whatsoever.
Cool.
What is this clip, Mazzy?
The male blue whale has the largest penis in the animal kingdom at around 3 meters long and 12 inches wide. Thanks Wikipedia, go for blue whale. Yeah, but like at that point, what are you going to do with it?
It's a blunting weapon. I can use it for bludgeoning damage.
I don't think you could wield that thing if it's a fucking foot wide and like 3 feet long.
It was too big to be called a sword.
Josh's Gangrel winning the love triangle further.
So is that how we're gonna get the bonus XPs? Whoever wins the love triangle. You know, like
If I were you, I wouldn't be giving the chat ideas, man. You know what our audience is like.
Yes, we can't have this.
Okay.
The column.
All right, Chaz. You know what? You start off with 5 willpower, right?
No, I believe willpower is a... There's a fucking formula for it.
Oh, it's courage, right?
I think it's courage
Which
plus
are-
self-control. Willpower.
Isn't it the
No, it says willpower is just equal to courage.
Oh, well, fuck me. Also, as a longtime member of this channel, says Daysher, I feel very ignored and betrayed by Tom right now. He's not entertaining any of my ideas.
I'm not even looking at chat right now. I'm reading too much shit.
All right, Chaz. I'm pretty much done with my character.
Cool.
I think I just need to do the things you specified.
Bonus.
I had 1 freebie point left over, and I was like, should I just put it into that last dot of armory? And I spared you that, and I just put it into willpower instead.
So you do know that freebie points aren't 1 for 1, right? Like there's a cost.
No, I know.
Okay.
Willpower is one of the only ones that it costs 1.
Okay, just so we're clear. Okay, tell me about your character.
So right now, I am John Lee Pettimore III.
Hang on. So John Lee Padmore, Padamore.
Pettimore, Pettimore.
Okay, the third.
Yeah, same as my daddy and his daddy before.
All right.
And the rest of the background, you can just listen to Copperhead Road and look at the lyrics.
Right back. Side.
Basically, the idea is somebody who comes from the South in a moonshining family, and who ended up getting drafted into Vietnam. Because they draft the white trash first round here anyway. And came back home and instead of continuing the moonshining tradition, took the seed from Colombia and Mexico and started growing marijuana. Ended up in a massive firefight with the DEA. Well, once they found my operation. And ended up having to basically take down several federal agents while hiding out in the southern wilderness until at my until my physical and mental strains pretty much got to their very end, where basically in the midst of a flashback, ended up killing a bunch of federal agents and surviving well enough out in the southern wilderness that I got the attention of my sire.
All right.
And so, yeah, I'm trying to think of a good name for my sire. For my sire, I don't have a good name for him, but I'm gonna basically say he's some old 17th century frontiersman.
And what do you think John Lee Pettimore's relationship is with his sire?
The same as most gangrel. It was I gave you the blood boy. Now I want to see what you do with it.
Okay, so he's largely out of the picture.
Yeah. Yeah, from what I remember reading lore of the clans, that's like a pretty standard gangrel thing. Is like, whoa, this guy's fucking crazy. Let's turn him and see what happens. And the typical watched over me for a couple of days, saw I didn't die right away. Probably after a couple of weeks to a couple of months of me figuring out what the fuck was going on, finally approached me, kind of explained the general vampirism bit to me. And I imagine I probably ended up not in St. Louis, but probably around St. Louis. Probably was not involved with the Camarilla, but knew enough about vampire society not to rock the boat enough. But ended up joining up with the Anarchs when I realized I still didn't like doing what people told me to after I fragged my officer back in Vietnam.
Okay, so when you say you joined up with the Anarchs, are you talking before the city got cleared out or after the city got cleared out?
I'll say before.
Okay, so you joined up with the old guard, Anarchs.
And then when I saw what they were was bullshit too. Basically, when the Society of Leopold came in and steamrolled everybody, I didn't give enough of a fuck about everybody to bother, joining in, trying to stop them or anything. And now that the table's been, or the slate has been cleaned somewhat, I've decided that it is my turn to kind of step in, not necessarily set myself up as a baron or anything, but my overarching plan is to see that something more actually democratic or anarchistic takes place within the developing anarch movement. And
Okay.
that if I see it, yeah.
So would you say that that's one of your character's goals?
Yes.
Okay, so...
But specifically not to put myself in a position of leadership, but that if I see anybody's being too much of an asshole in establishing themselves, or is basically trying to set themselves up as a new power where everybody has to do what they tell them to do, whether it's Camarilla or Anarch, my plan is essentially to make sure I hamstring them as much as possible.
Oh, there goes my character.
I said anybody who's being an asshole about it, Adam.
Yeah.
There goes his character.
Yeah, it's not like I don't want to be in charge. Ideally, I don't think anybody should be in charge. But we got to have some rules where stuff like the Society of Leopold incident happens.
Mm-hmm.
But anybody who decides they want to be king of the castle, that's not going to fly by while I'm around.
Okay, so let me see if I got this right. First goal, wants to establish something more anarchistic or democratic in St. Louis.
Yes.
Second goal, hamstring anyone who tries to set themselves up and be an asshole abusing their power.
Yes.
Would you say that's correct? Okay. Might you have a third goal? You don't necessarily need one, but if one appeals to you.
No, I don't have a third goal yet, but I might think of one.
Okay. Well, I mean, you can have as many goals as you want. I'll write them down. Okay.
Oh, no. That's great, Blix. I love it. Yeah.
I don't know what Blix did, but everything he does is great. We love you, Blix. You're so cool.
This is
Oh, it says Josh's character's main problem: some asshole shows up in St. Louis wearing clothes saying "Follow Fierro."
Okay. So, Josh, uh, time to pick your NPCs. So, who are you taking as an ally, and who are you taking as an enemy?
Let me scroll through the list you sent.
Take your time. No, I don't want you to rush on this. All right, now Adam's character, I want to be the alpha male of St. Louis.
For an enemy, I will take Yui Matsuda. That seems like somebody my character will butt heads with.
All right. And remember, your enemies and allies don't have to come from different lists. You can pick two from the same list. You can pick two that have a completely different affiliation from you. Whatever you want, live your truth. Enemy 5, the IRS. Well, isn't that everybody's enemy 5?
I think my enemy 5 would have to be the DEA.
The ATF.
Oh, the ATF. What's the ATF?
Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms.
Oh.
DAA is Drug Enforcement Agency.
For an ally, I will take Sarah Littlebird since it seems like our goals somewhat align.
All right, cool. I thought you might go with her. That's a really interesting choice.
It's like, you know what? I don't like it when anybody's in charge. Everybody sucks. Nobody's good at this.
That's a really interesting choice. I'm not entirely sure how that's going to shake out, but I look forward to finding out. Oh, real quick, Josh. So your backgrounds are, fuck. What was it? Was it 5 arsenal, 5 armory, 5 domain?
5 domain, 4 armory, and 1 contact.
Okay. Five domain, 3 insecurity.
We're saying that I thought I read it. I heard it as insecurity.
I
That's a
get
flaw.
it now.
My flaw is 5 dots in insecurity.
Like no, like am I really?
So who's your contact, Josh?
Once again, I don't have a name for him yet, but I will say probably another homeless Vietnam veteran who kind of keeps an ear on the streets. We'll go with Chet Bowie for his name.
Chet Bowie. Oh man, that's cool.
And I do have two well, I guess I have 4 specialties, but I have 2 4-dot specialties.
I don't think I need the specialties. What I am interested in your merits and flaws, just in case there's anything I can mine for.
I took the merit totemic change, which basically means I'm not limited in animal forms I can take when it comes to Protean.
Uh huh.
And for a flaw, I took rat in a cage.
What does that do?
Rat in a cage, I can read you specifically what it says. It's under Gangrel in Lore of the Clans. There we go, merits applause. Rat in a cage. Anytime you are penned in or physically restrained, such as by a cage or with handcuffs, you suffer acute anxiety. The difficulties of any rolls made under such circumstances are increased by 2.
That's a really good one for your character.
Yeah, I assume it probably has to do with some wartime trauma.
Okay, and then I think the only other thing I would need from you is your connections to the rest of, or the other players. Do you want to wait for a little bit to find out more about their characters before we all decide on that?
I could. I guess if either one of them has like a bit of a rundown of their character concept, I can probably come up with something real quick. I know Adam is Sheriff Snorlax.
Yeah. He wants to be the king of the king of the sheriffs. Kind of
What?
being a stupid joke.
I got the joke, Adam, if it makes you feel any better.
Gracious.
Josh's domain, Killdozer. That definitely is in the spirit of my character.
And you're literally the furry Rambo.
How do you calculate your virtues?
You divide 7.
Oh, it's by 7, divided by 7.
Yeah, so you get 1 free point in each, and then you divide 7 among the 3 however you want.
Oh yeah, my character definitely does have a bit of a furry Rambo to him. Adam, is your character trying to be the big lawman?
Yeah, I'm trying to bring civilization back to this war-torn. A little bit of consistency over there yonder.
Just because Adam assumed it, I will say my antagonistic relationship is towards Adam's character.
Okay.
I figured. Yeah.
So what specifically happened in the past with you and Adam's character? And Adam, you have a say in this too, by the way, where you can work it out together.
Yeah. I figured we were just I was trying to I guess I guess after the fall of the what's that thing called, the Camarilla, the city, we were just butting heads on ideals, I guess ideologies.
Working off of that, I would say that while the city was getting cleaned up by the Society of Leopold, that while John Lee Pettimore was basically cleaning up some of the stuff he thought should get cleaned up permanently, Adam's character probably was trying to establish some sort of order, and that led to probably some kind of old Western style standoff, where we ended up parting ways rather than seeing who pulled the trigger first.
And I guess that means your protagonistic goes to Tom's character, which could be very interesting.
Tom, do you have a little bit of background I could work off of?
Yeah, my like sect was absolutely wiped out during the Society of Leopold raid, and while he was in that sect, he was a very traditionalist member. But after that raid, he sees that things need to change, hopefully for the better, and is generally has tried to swear off violence to the best of his ability.
I would say potentially that we are companions in ideological change. Even though one of us prefers violence.
So here's the real question, Tom. That sect that got wiped out, was that Camarilla or Sabat? Or I guess it could be Anarch too. Either way, everybody got washed back in the day.
Well, that depends. In this continuity, is Los Hombres Camarilla or Sabat at this time?
So we're using basic V20 lore. So most La Sombra would be Sabat. However, there's always the La Sombra anti-tribu, which join the Camarilla. So your choice.
Then probably Sabat.
Ooh, you're an ex-Sabat. Interesting. So are you staying on humanity, or are you taking one of the Sabat paths?
I'm on humanity.
Okay, interesting. That canonically, the Sabat does still have some La Sombra who cling to humanity. They usually tend to be like the go-betweens and stuff.
Just be like, guys.
Which absolutely explains why Sheriff Snorlax wouldn't like you.
Okay.
We don't have to be dicks all the time.
No.
There's actually a lot of different factions within the Sabat. And I believe that is one of them. It's been a while since I've read my player's guide to the Sabat. But that's not totally alien to the lore. You went to the bathroom and missed Tom's synopsis. Tom is an ex-Sabat La Sombra. The Sabat was completely wiped out during the Society of Leopold raid. He used to be very traditionalist, but after the raid he sees things need to change for the better, and now he tries to swear off violence to the best of his ability.
Which is why he's going to have 5 dots and dominate instead.
Manipulation, intimidation.
How many dots and backgrounds do we get? I forget.
5.
You get 5, and when you get your freebie points, they count 1 for backgrounds.
Yeah, I remember that. What am I missing? Let's see. I think I'm missing willpower, courage. Yeah. Let's see. I'm missing merits and flaws, humanity, willpower, and blood pool. So my humanity is my conscious, willpower is my courage, and blood pool. What is blood pool?
Blood pool, you roll a d10.
Ah.
That determines your starting blood pool. You don't have to do that now. We can do that in the first session.
reroll ones.
Well, no, you don't re-roll the ones, but you're on one for that night, so you need to hunt.
Oh yeah.
Or you
Okay.
just
Hey, you
wait.
gotta kill somebody.
Yeah.
I've missed this, being able to relax and listen to a laid-back stream and have a laugh with pals. Honestly, I have too. Vampire was always the coziest and funniest streams. Do you know how much shit we got for that? Just constantly how much shit we got for being the funny vampire guys.
You're doing RP wrong, yeah.
I regret nothing. I love you guys.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Exactly. No, absolutely, I regret nothing.
We don't care, but some people did.
Yeah.
That's why you probably heard his joke before that we play pretend wrong.
Yeah.
How's it coming, Adam?
I am doing the thing, yeah.
But which thing
By the
in
way, I'm
particular?
right.
What's up?
Yeah. No, never mind.
Because I went to go to the disciplines, and then I went back to abilities, and now I'm just doing abilities.
Okay.
But I guess I have to put a dot in law, that's for sure.
That would be really funny if you try to be the sheriff and have no fucking idea. I think one of the first streams I watched was you guys reading that cringy Harry Potter fanfic. Oh man, my immortal. So one of the named NPCs that they can pick from is named Jenna Gillespie, and I that's a direct. I named her directly in honor of Tara Gillespie, the alleged author of my immortal. And Tom demolished a crate of beer. I remember that.
What?
Oh, I think you just got like passed out drunk that one time.
Oh God. I've not gotten drunk in a long time.
Yeah, that was about a year or two ago. I think I still have the footage somewhere. At least I should. Okay, so I guess since we're reminiscing anyway, what's the best moments from our Vampire Chronicles? Because I gotta say, it takes a lot to fucking beat Adam accidentally flashbang grenading himself into dust.
But I did it anyway with the vampire, with the werewolves.
Wait, no. Hey, yeah, that's not what happened. He tried to intimidate a bunch of like werewolves or something. And they had like flamethrowers or some shit.
I remember specifically what happened. It was because we were still playing with Chicago by Night 2nd Edition, and I can't remember the NPC's name, but he decked his boys out with a bunch of like flamethrowers and white phosphorus and shit. And
Yeah.
Adam decided he was playing a Robnos and he decided to like chemistry a bunch of attacking werewolves coming from behind. Well, the stupid fucking ghoul doesn't know any difference, so he throws a white phosphorus grenade into the fucking pack of werewolves, and the light ends up reducing Adam himself to ash. Which I think is one of the funniest goddamn deaths I've ever had.
I think that's what started the meme of that Charlie always kills Adam.
First, yeah.
That can't be what started it. I'm sure I dropped him a couple times in D&D before that. Masturbate Mark Zantz dominating a cop so he doesn't get a ticket.
No.
I remember that one pretty well. Although my memory likes to attribute that to Bob.
It's got to be when Adam killed a hooker and tried to make it look like suicide, and then threw her body out a 5th story.
I don't remember that, but it sounds like something I would do.
Adam's like, I don't remember doing that, but yeah, that sounds like me.
I did it, officer. I'm sorry.
I mean, you can't get more classic than blowing up the car inside the fucking manor.
Oh yeah. That's probably, if we have a fucking image tattooed on Kafkan's tombstone, it's gonna be the fucking fucking Murphy Fierro throwing a brick on the gas and just blowing up a mansion for no fucking reason.
So the door was locked. There was
Yeah,
a reason.
one locked door,
Yes,
and then just
the
completely.
door.
I literally spent the next day just ripping pages out of my notebook because he fucked up the entire story.
I think you mean he enhanced.
He did. He fucking did. I can honestly say that Chronicle would not be anywhere near as good as it ended up without Bob.
God damn it, where the fuck are the Meriton flaws?
They're towards the back of the book because I think they're chapter 10 because they're technically an optional rule. Josh, what's your favorite moment from Vampire Chronicles that we've had?
I don't know. I just always think of the time. I'm sorry, Adam. It's the time your character sucked dick for no reason. And it was just one of those moments. It was one of those moments where there's so many other ways to have role played your way out of that situation, and your character was like, "I need blood, and I'm willing to suck dick to get it." And it's like there's so many other powers and things you have access to that. Certainly, that wasn't the move, but it made the best story, and that's what counts.
Oh, you guys remember the eye stigmata?
Oh yeah.
When Adam and Bob got pulled over by a cop, and Adam starts fucking weeping, and the cop just like he's bleeding from the eyes. He's not okay. He's got the eye stigmata.
I think you mean astigmatism.
Fucking eye stigmata. Like that's something that just happens.
Yeah, either that or Bob's Murphy Fierro using animalism to convince rats to do drugs so he can drink the blood out of them.
His box of fucking gerbils.
Yeah, the coldological that never came to fruition. He just said it for the memes.
Coldly logical.
To be fair, coldly logical just reduces difficulty on intelligence checks. Like, it totally worked for his character, but we just made fun of him for it. Vancouver by night, how's it going? What's up?
He made fun of him for it.
True.
That's why he would always, sometimes say, coldly logical while adjusting his sunglasses.
It was just...
Yeah. We had talked about running a game and the whole using dominate to tell somebody to masturbate to get them off your back. I just remember thinking, it's like, man, if we ever played a chronicle set in ancient Rome, I'm like, my knowledge of Latin is well enough that you can think of. So dominate has to be a one-word command, right?
That one dot of dominate, I think dominate 1 has to be one-word command. Can you imagine how powerful that shit has to be in German?
That's what I was saying. In Latin or even in Spanish, you have one-word imperatives, so you can command somebody to do almost anything with just one word if you have that one dot in dominate. It's just a funny little thing that you don't think about the linguistics of it like that.
I would like to do an ancient Rome chronicle, though. That sounds fun. And honestly, I haven't used I bought Vampire the Dark Ages when it first came out, that Gen Con, and I haven't used it yet, and I hate myself for it. Don't judge me, Murphy Fierro, before shoving a rock of black tar heroin into a cat, and Nines Rodriguez just fucked right off out of the room. I remember that. He shoved it right up its ass.
It's like, is this man really on the path of humanity?
I closed the V20 book. Why would I do something so stupid?
Because you're coldly logical.
Coldly logical. Yeah, merits and flaws are in the appendix. Did you ever find them, Tom?
They're in the appendix. God damn it!
Technically, Roxanne was a gargoyle. Oh no, I'm sorry. I read that as Gangrel. I'm just not having a great night tonight. Yeah, Roxanne, the gargoyle. That was a great fucking name. Went up to an armed guard once and used Dominate 1. When I remembered it's only one word, I reflexively went, shit.
That's not like it would be a. What are those things we used to do? The.
So
The
yeah, the
readings.
storyteller was like, shit isn't a command. You could argue defecate is.
Sounds like it worked.
Can I take the merit because I think I can?
Oh, that one's pretty great. But in this case, no.
It is such a. It's a god tier fucking merit.
Yeah, but it's also powered by Changeling bullshit. So in Changeling, it makes sense.
Is that basically what the orcs in 40k have? Is that I'm assuming?
No, they have it works because I think it does.
Yeah.
Adam, are you going to take 15th generation?
I don't.
That I believe the word you're looking for is defenestrate, but I don't believe defenestrate is a verb. Defenestrate, I mean to project something out a window.
No.
In 3.5 D&D, they actually had a spell called Defenestrating Sphere. So you just cast this fucking globe and it starts throwing shit out nearby windows.
Oh, here's my book again. There it is.
I will wait as long as it takes you to type, Bliss.
Yeah.
If someone has a super limited vocabulary and doesn't know what a word means, are they immune? Interesting question. I would say no, because it's still a supernatural power. I would argue that only as long as the person who uses the word, who uses dominate, knows what the word means, by virtue of the dark powers that animate the vampire, it would still work. The other person would just be extraordinarily confused. I guess defenestrate would be a verb, but, like, it wouldn't imply to defenestrate yourself. Your mind control won't work on me, for my brain is too smooth. Why does that sound like something Adam would say?
Yes.
I remember a good one. Max Shrek Jr., Joe's character, showing up in front of the prince in his tighty whities saying, "I was summoned," with the most nerve he could muster. Man, if you're way classic archives if you're bringing up Joe's character.
Bulu.
How you doing, Adam?
Looking through the backgrounds to decide how I'm gonna mentally battle Josh without.
How I'm gonna
Not
mentally
losing-
battle Josh because I can't take his fucking Waco compound.
Yeah. I could. I just gotta roll over it. Nah.
I think the first stream I watched was when the Black Snow Prince got fucking beheaded. That
No.
was that one was a tragedy.
I had such plans for that character.
What, it was Yuki something.
I can't remember the fucking name, but the Black Snow Prince.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember that I had already gotten because I had a plan for the character, and I'd already gotten to the point, right, Chaz, where I had gotten into contact with the local university's anime club.
I believe so.
See, my plan was to foster any sort of like Griffithism or Dioism within the anime club at the local university, and to slowly ghoul them.
So you're starting another cult.
Yeah, no, I was going to get the worst of the anime society and basically encourage them to become the anime villains they always knew they could be, and those were going to be my ghouls.
What were you gonna do with that?
Basically, have an army of weeaboos with appearance and celerity built into them.
An army of Griffiths, I feel like, would just tear itself apart within like a week.
But where they tell the world apart.
No, Griffith built a utopia.
Well, obviously, none of the people in the anime club were actually going to be that good at being manipulative or leadership wise.
Right.
The idea is to build allow the ego to inflate itself was the plan.
What's up,
And then-
HTG? How's it going, buddy?
It was really for the joke of the idea of having a bunch of former anime nerds who now have dots in appearance and celerity, can actually move as fast as anime characters, and all beholden to this actual vampire anime villain who's
They
kind
can
of
finally-
convincing them to do his dirty work for them on the mean streets of Chicago.
And then they could finally take over the Area 51. Like the memes intended them to.
Dio from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And a bunch of ghouls running at a werewolf. I mean, don't blink, because that's a short encounter there. So what are you thinking of, Adam?
I'm thinking of thoughts. Just
As
trying to
one
figure
does.
out what I want to put my background in. I know.
How's your character coming, Tom?
Coming along, just doing my merits and flaws right now.
Background in hentai. I'm famous for this being that. How you being HTG?
If you're doing Sheriff
Okay, but you-
Snorlax, you don't need a mentor.
Yeah, I don't need that. As I am the mentor.
Adam's his own mentor.
You know what? I'm honestly really glad. Okay, how can I put this? What is it? There's the id, the ego, and the super ego, right? Which is the one that like wants to watch the world burn? You guys know what I'm talking about? Whatever that aspect of my personality is really glad that you resurrected Sheriff Snorlax. Because I was so deeply disappointed that I didn't get to see Sheriff Snorlax for Blix's game. And now I get to realize that dream.
That's why it's right, yeah. To bring the fallen to life. He's resurrected yet again.
Did a Flax Engine game jam? Only 2 groups submitted, and seems like no one in our 6-man team tested it before submitting. Oof. Well, if there's only 2 people submitting, you got a 50-50 shot. Maybe they didn't test either. Yeah, it was a fun session. That was good. I always thought I'd like to learn to make video games at some point. Right now I'm too busy with my writing, but I would like to explore other mediums of storytelling. Maybe I'll just start making like Doom or Daggerfall mods. It seems like the easiest way to break in.
And I'm trying to figure out like is fame better or influence better?
Probably influence, depending on what you want. I don't think you necessarily want to be famous.
If you're missing with the regular poke, no. Like it's Sheriff Snorlax.
By the way, Tom, I found out recently that OG Daggerfall does have mouse look. You just have to hold Alt.
There's something like, oh, I don't.
You know, it's even worse because you hold Alt, right, and then your view sticks. So
Yeah.
So, like, if you alt yourself down and to the right, you'll be staring this way as you walk forward. And then you have to hit another button to recenter your view. Anyway, Daggerfall
Oh,
Unity,
yeah.
just wonderful.
I told you. I tried to tell you for so long.
I never disagreed with you. I am the kind of sick bastard that I want to experience what it was like back in the day. And I do think I could have enjoyed it back in the day. Even Daggerfall Unity, much superior, but I do think I would have had fun with it like back in the 90s if I was of video game playing age. A script written by Chaz would be a nice touch. That reminds me. Never mind.
I love that.
A Fomori possessed Vosge. That's scary as shit. Might as well just make it a fucking Tzimisce abomination. Go for broke. At that point, I see no reason to hold back. Ego suppresses the id. Superego holds the moral standards. So I guess it's the id. My id wants to see Sheriff Snorlax.
So who's taking red listed? Hunted and red listed. Blood hunted and hunted like a dog. Just everybody fucking hates you.
I'm sure somebody would enjoy playing that character, but I don't know who. I wouldn't enjoy STing that character. Just because you poke your head out from behind a brick wall for 5 seconds and somebody's pointing a gun at it.
HTG with the subs.
Thank you for the gift sub, HTG to Uncivil Alpha. So have you picked any backgrounds yet, Adam?
I chose Generation so far, and I'm probably gonna do not resource. What was it?
Okay, Blix
Time
chose
for-
violence today. Thank you for 5 gifted subs. To Anai, to King Loads, to Real Alex 664, to Cool Imp, and to Mazzy.
What the fuck, bro?
It's on the train.
Oh, we have a hype train? No shit.
Yeah. Choo
Thank you, one and
choo.
all, true gentlemen. We're still not worth the money, but
Is that our first hype train?
We had it
we might have
before.
had one before.
Yeah. But this is where it should have been a vampire game. Bringing it back.
That would be funny as shit to have a V20 game show up on the front page of Twitch.
Front page, holy sh! That's aiming high.
I didn't say we would get there, I just said it would be funny.
Now you can all use my face. Aha.
Everyone has access to Adam's face.
Whether he likes it or not.
No. For $5, you too can watch me sleep.
I can't tell if that cost is super high or super low. Like, I'm not saying there aren't people out there who wouldn't pay it. But, like, are you selling yourself too cheap?
Well, it's already $5 for the thing.
All I see on front page is barely dressed women just talking to chat. This used to be a game streaming site. I mean, people like seeing barely dressed women. I can't blame them. Oh, Yorkie already does that for free, Adam.
It's like, I can blame them. Have some self-respect.
We are in no position to tell people what to do with their money.
I know.
Except to buy Chaz's books.
That'd be nice. You know what I need more than sales? I need reviews. I've been sitting on 5 reviews for like a year now, and it's super consternating. If he sleeps with feet exposed, $10 at least.
How many freebie points do we get? It's
15.
and then plus 7.
It's 15, and then you can take up to 7 points of flaws.
Okay. So 22 total.
Mazzy says, heard a weird thing about Twitch, like 90% of streams is 3 people and under. I heard that too.
Yeah. We've already beaten that record. Let's go.
We have.
12.
Like, honestly, in that regard, I think we're technically in like the top 5 or the top 1% of Twitch with the amount of viewers that we usually get. Now, that's not impressive. That just shows what the wide gulf there is between the bottom of Twitch and the top. $10 CVV is top 1% concurrent consecutive viewers? But yeah, I've heard similar statistics.
Nito libido.
What?
I done fucked up.
Well, that's always a good feeling. If it needs to be said, thanks so much for being here, guys. Like, I've said it 100 times, and I've meant it 100 times. What we do is completely pointless without you guys being here. So, I mean, I don't know how to say it other than just thanks. I'm super glad that you guys are here as an audience. It means a lot to us. And I'm trying to get back up to the quality of content that you guys deserve, I promise.
love how long this PDF takes.
I mean, what are you reading it on? Because mine goes quite faster than that.
My like brand new computer with like.
Okay, are you using the table of contents function? Because that might help.
I am, but
Oh.
having to jump that many pages just takes so goddamn long.
I'm sorry, maybe it's because it hasn't loaded in previously, because I've opened this book a couple of times.
Yeah, open it in the browser, or is it in the PDF? Because I had a problem with like opening it in the browser, and I just like opened it in like actual PDF form, and it's been like a little bit. It's been faster, but I still have to take forever to scroll through stuff.
I hope you're right, Daystra. I do hope you're right. Yeah. No, the 100% HGG you are. Just like I said, that's how big of the gulf there is between the top of Twitch and the bottom. Which I guess is freeing in a way. It means you can stream whatever you want and you're doing just fine.
As long as it's nothing too weird.
Hey man, if it's weird and it's legal, you'll probably get more viewers that way.
Like wiggling your toes in peanut butter.
Okay, let's be honest. Somebody's gonna pay for that.
Okay, well that just depends. Is it crunchy or smooth?
Crunchy, obviously. Yeah. Just somebody's going to be like, I'll give you an extra $100 if you throw some jelly in the mix.
I'll say something controversial. I think smooth peanut butter is better.
I mean, on a sandwich, yeah.
Honestly, that doesn't strike me as controversial. I used to love crunchy as a kid, but all my family demanded smooth, so I could very rarely get crunchy. So as far as I am aware, I think most people prefer creamy.
I just think it tastes better.
I don't like peanut butter at all.
I don't like peanut butter either.
Well, we can all pillory
when I do have it.
Yep.
Oh well. Okay.
Oh, I'm just teasing. I'm sorry, Tom. As you were saying.
I just fucking crunchy peanut butter just doesn't have much flavor.
I understand what you're saying. I would argue that it's not that it has less flavor, it has a different flavor because you're getting the more earthy flavor of the nut itself, whereas with creamy peanut butter, it's just the peanut butter, so you're getting more of that like sweetness intensified spread, whereas the nuts themselves are unaltered. That is,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, fair. Never tried peanut butter. Well, fair enough. Pretty good. You might like it. What Tom is saying is he doesn't like the taste of the nut. Whatever his Nintendo. You pick your backgrounds, Adam?
So far, yes. I did.
It's that so far part that worries me.
Yeah. Is that something to do with the freebie points and the virtues and then figure out from there? I know I want to have like consume food so I can have donuts.
You used to eat peanut butter wrapped in lettuce leaves? Are we about to start another white trash off? Josh loves these.
The greatest battle of all time.
Your cultural cuisines are so interesting to me.
It's not cultural cuisine. It's just fucking scrounging whatever I can from the goddamn cupboard. My mother didn't cook shit. I still can't beat macaroni and mustard, my dude. That's That one's above me. Let's see. I mentioned that I used to make string cheese quesadillas. I've mentioned that I used to eat hot dog buns filled with German chocolate cake frosting. I'm sure I've just eaten peanut butter with a fork like several times, but I've never put it on leaves. You put ketchup on your spaghetti to make the Italians cry? It's still tomatoes. As an Italian, I'll tell you that I think you're doing yourself a disservice, but am I going to get mad at it? No. The ketchup and Velveeta sandwich. That doesn't seem that weird, actually. That's just a cheese sandwich with ketchup. A staple of your childhood diet. See, I had American cheese and Miracle Whip. That was a staple of my childhood diet, which I don't think is so dissimilar. We just need to find the guy that put mustard on his cheese sandwiches, and we will have the trifecta. I love the storytelling chapter in V20 so much. Tell me a story. Forget about the pages of rules and the handfuls of dice. Close the book, turn out the lights, and tell me a story about dark desires and relentless hunger. I'll tell you about a vampire, her talents and her weaknesses, and you tell me what kind of challenges she faces, what rewards or perils come her way. When I read that the first time before I'd ever run the game, I had no idea what that meant. It just seemed so nebulous that I couldn't grasp it. Now I read it again, and it just seems entirely profound. Just fuck all the rules and all this shit. Just go. I don't know. That one paragraph just makes me feel some type of way every time I read it. Kind of weird for a Brit bong. The only tea I like is green tea. Green tea is good. I prefer a nice black tea myself. I do have to hit it with a little bit of sweetener, be it honey or sugar, but I do like a nice black tea.
I like most of the leaf waters.
Adam's a bit of a connoisseur, one could say.
Oh yeah, the Texas Ronin.
Yeah, the Arizona tea is the best.
Tell me, Mr. Connoisseur, Mr. Tea Sommelier, is the Arizona tea better than the Nestle tea?
They both have a similar umami.
What about fucking Crystal Light tea flavor? How does that rank on your tier list there?
We'll have to make a tier list stream one of these days.
What's the nicest tea you ever had?
I think
Umami of Arizona tea. Jesus fucking Christ, you weave.
How many dots of discipline do we get? I forget.
5, I believe. No, 3.
5.
You start with 3.
Ooh.
You don't get a lot at the beginning. And what is it, 7 freebie points just to go up 1 dot?
For discipline?
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe. It's because disciplines are the super powerful things.
Okay. And now where is the freebie points cost?
I'm looking for it for you.
The end of character creation.
yeah.
That does not really help me.
I'm working on it. It is on page 91 of the PDF.
I was like 2 pages away too.
Oh, I know, because there's a bunch of front matter. The actual page number says 82. But that's because, yeah, there's all the testimonials and stuff at the front of V20. God, this whole book is just so good. Maybe it's just my nostalgia creeping in, but just like reading this book makes me so happy. I remember the first time I opened this book and just this whole world felt like it unfolded before me. You could argue that like every TTRPG does that and you'd be right. But for Vampire it was something else, man, because Vampire just had this mystique to it. You know what I mean? Maybe it was different for you guys, but I remember, hearing about Bloodlines when it first came out, and I growing up in the 90s, it was always like rumbling in the background like the shadow of thunder, and I just finally cracking it open, it felt like I had delved into some sort of countercultural mecca, and it had just been laid open before me. And no matter how many like different rule books I've looked through, because I own PDFs of every edition, I never get that same feeling from any of the others. Revise is pretty good though. Pour one out for Arnold Palmer. You never answered my goddamn question, Adam. What's the nicest tea you've ever had?
Oh. Trying to think, like, because, like, there's two that was thinking in my mind, like, yeah. 'Cause I still have like one in my that I'm still saving. It's like one that I got like in a I don't know, it's gonna sound weird. Like I got like in a crate kind of thing. Like I got a tea box. Thing of just like random flavors. I don't know I don't even know what it was, but it was just like a ball of tea. Like let me show you what the other one that I have.
Oh, don't let me distract you, please. I was just curious off the top of your head.
Yeah. Yeah, because like I just got it like in a random crate. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this out, and I put it in there with some honey. Shit was, I'm like, whoa, what is this? And never found out what it was, but it was good.
That's probably the same answer for me. I remember Melinda was subscribed to like Sakura Crate for a while, so she was getting a lot of like food and stuff from Japan. And she brewed a tea one time, and I'd imagine that's probably like the highest quality tea I've ever had. I don't actually know though. When I first heard of TTRPGs, I thought it was some silly nerdy thing I'd never touched. Then one day a friend invited me to a VTM game, and I've been hooked ever since. Legitimately.
I think that's everyone's story now.
Yeah.
So I remember like when I was like coming up through the ranks, like that was like my litmus test, right? It's like, okay, I might be a nerd. I might play Magic the Gathering and watch anime and stuff, but at least I don't play D&D. Because I had that cultural mindset of like D&D players being these super fucking basement dwellers. And then I played D&D and it was the tits. And I was like, okay, well, I might play D&D, but at least I've never LARPed. And that went out the fucking window, and now I'm just fucking, I proudly proclaim myself king of the goddamn nerds. I love this shit, and I'm so sorry I wasted so much of my life not understanding its magnanimous grandeur. Look up brutalities. I think Josh would like them especially. All their teas are horror and metal puns. That sounds like something that you actually talked about once, Josh. Do you not have some of those?
We did indeed buy some at your recommendation. We bought the Between the Blueberried and Me, if I recall correctly.
Sort of knew D&D existed, but I got into Werewolf first because I downloaded a Winamp skin and read a webcomic.
I wonder if anybody ever got into Vampire the Masquerade based purely off of that Chinese knockoff manga.
Oh, I know the one you're talking about. I wonder how many people got into Vampire by Kindred the Embraced. I remember I first got into D&D because Kyle got Lego Heroica for Christmas one year. It was basically like this dungeon crawling board game, like think Hero Quest, right, but with Lego. And I just had a blast playing it. And I just thought I was playing this little fucking like Lego barbarian dude, and I was like, wow, how much more fun would this be if I could like make my own character? And so that's when Kyle and I just started looking into D&D, and we pirated a whole bunch of crap. I'm not even gonna like lie about that. I own like D&D stuff now. I own D&D stuff for multiple editions, so I've given back what I took, but
It's like, but boy, did I take a lot at first.
oh boy, I did. No, I basically downloaded every fucking 4th edition book known to man. I downloaded every 3.5 edition known to man, because that was the great battle back then. That was the great edition war. And every D&D player I did talk to was, oh, 4th edition sucks, 4th edition is trash. I don't know any fucking better. I look at 4th edition and go, hey, this one has half demons in it and it goes up to level 30. This looks like it kicks ass.
You're like 30's way higher than 20.
Yeah. There's more
These
game
fucking
here.
idiots can't even do math. But I've said it before. If you were trying to get into D&D and you started with 3.5, more power to you.
Well, I think a lot of the 3.5 players, like, they had somebody teach them the game.
Yeah.
Because I had a similar experience to you, where I was on a Greyhound bus talking to somebody about D&D, and he showed me his player's handbook, and I tried reading it, and I couldn't. I fucking could not get through it, and I know exactly which part I stopped on. It was a part where it's talking about magic, and it was like, Miley is a level 3 mage, meaning she can cast level 2 spells. When Miley will have to reach level 5 in order to cast level 3 spells, because level 5 is the minimum level required to cast level 3 spells. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Now I understand, okay. Huh?
I told you, Chaz, those fucking 3.5 nerds can't even do math.
Well, because now I understand there's spell levels and there's character levels, but now I fucking, like, why the fuck do you have to be level 5 to cast level 3 spells? How do I even parse that? And I closed the book and like, and then I opened 4th edition. It's like, at will spell, got it. I do love my 4th edition, though. 4th edition's fun. Next session, we were turned and placed into a pediatric ward. It went about as well as you'd think. Oh, the first section was a human and got in a pub crawl with a brouhaha and kicked him so hard I broke his neck. How did it go from that to a pediatric ward? Your mom played VTES. Your mom is cool. I can't even find VTES players now. I googled it on a whim because it was made by WotC originally, and then found Matthew Dawkins, and it was all downhill from there. Oh, man. Matthew Dawkins is great. That dude's awesome. I'm glad things went well for him. He's still doing stuff for Onyx Path.
It's getting a little late for me, gentlemen. I think I'm going to have to go to bed now.
Okay. How are you guys doing on your characters? Are we close to finishing, or do you just want to, like, finish later?
I kind of want to finish later for now, though, because do we lay my eyes are like slowly shutting on me a little bit.
I think I just finished. Yeah.
Okay. So I think we're going to have one more session of character creation anyway. So I tell you what, Tom, I'll get your character backstory next time, and I will. You can make your in-character decisions about which NPCs you want, and which what you want your connections with the characters to be. And then, if we have time, we'll get the game started.
Well, if you want, I can try to like finish it on Friday or something.
Oh, did you get the day off?
Oh, I'm just calling you in because nobody wants to cover. So
Hey, you do what you need to do, Adam.
yeah. But I'm like, I busted my ass already. I'm good at it. You guys got this. I am instinct.
It's up to you,
Guess
Tom. Do you want to go over your character backstory real fast?
Do you want me to?
I don't mind.
You know, let me workshop it
Okay.
a little bit
Okay,
first,
no problem.
and then I guess next time we stream we can just bam it.
Yeah, no problem. And then I'll try and come up with something to start shit with. So real.
Can I give, I guess, my working title name for what I think it's gonna
Oh
be?
dear God, please do.
It's Fran Freedom Man instead of Franz Ferdinand.
Fran. So Fran's
FR
Freedom Man or Fran?
No, it's just FRAN.
Like
And
Fran
then
Drescher, like the nanny.
Yeah.
Okay, Fran Freedom Man.
Yep. Last name.
Cool.
My character's name is Jeremiah Faulkner.
Ooh.
Nice.
Jeremiah Faulkner, like the writer, right?
I don't know who that is.
Faulkner. Yeah. That'd be alright.
I've heard the name before and I like it. I don't remember where the name though.
Yeah, well, William
Josh, you're
Faulkner.
far more educated than I am. Do you want to give a quick explanation of who Faulkner
William
was?
Faulkner is just one of the essential writers of the American Southern Gothic movement.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
One of his best known works is As I Lay Dying.
So real quick, before we adjourn for the night, since this is technically a tabletop stream and I'm feeling generous, do we want to vote for 1 bonus XP for a character to start with?
I need more information before I can vote for anybody.
All right.
Yeah, I
enough.
think by default it would go to Josh for having the only truly completed character.
All right, fair enough. Then we will handle the vote next time. Are we streaming next week? Josh, you're going to be out of town, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay. We'll have to figure something else to do. Or, you know what? Hey,
Well,
I can just finish characters with you guys.
Yeah.
Cool. Dope. And then when we finish that, I guess we'll just, I don't know, play some video games or tabletop sim or something. Exceed. Okay, I'm journeying for tonight. You guys are wonderful and fantastic. Do we want to raid anybody? Because, again, I am feeling... Am I not generous?
Well,
Am
I was
not
just saying, like,
merciful? Huh?
there's 3 reaction image on the Discord for us under the
those are
pre-stream
old
lobby.
memes.
Okay, we'll take a look.
Okay.
Because I'm sure somebody's going to see this and they haven't seen it yet. The question is, what is my fucking Discord view? I think it's this one. Okay. Where did you say it was? In pre-stream lobby? I think that's where Daystra's was.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's an animated, so let's go ahead and show that channel on Twitch.
Yes.
God damn it, my mouse wheel's fucking busted. Can I just click and drag? No, of course I can't. That'd be too easy. I have no idea what you fucking people post in our Discord.
It's Joseph. It's just alive still.
Okay, this time I'm not going to cause a clusterfuck. I'll avoid you just in case. Me too. I'm an NPC that you crossed paths with.
Yeah.
Literally what happened.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to end the stream there. So thank you, everybody. Good night. I hope you have a wonderful evening. And again, thank you for being here.
Oh, I like the Rolf meme.
Yeah.
Oh, life has many doors, fed boy.
Yeah.
Very accurate. That is from the Waco incident.
Yeah, I recognize it.
Yeah.
My character's other than Copperhead Road, I guess his backup theme song is gonna have to be David Ian by a machine head.
All right. Good night, everybody. Thanks for being here. We love you.
Good night, everybody.
Peace, y'all.